A Biden management official. President Biden and financial support for Israel announced that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs resigned. Josh Paul, who works in Political Military Affairs Office, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, was responsible for transferring from arms transfer to key American allies, sent a letter resignation to social media. Paul, LinkedIn. Today, my colleagues, Israel to our deadly aid for a policy dispute because I have resigned from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I cannot work to support a series of great policy decisions, including hurry to one side of the conflict. Biden provides humanitarian aid to Gaza because Egypt allows it to offer materials in a long statement. Paul condemned Hamas' brutal attack on Israeli civilians, but said Israel's reaction to eliminating Hamas was too far. Let's be clear, Hamas' attack on Israel was not just a monster. It was a monster of monsters. The variation to core the reaction of reaction will lead to more deeper pain for both Israel and Palestinian people will not be long-term American interest. British Prime Minister puts U.S. officials in blast about Hamas. What do you say? Bad terrorists. The decision announced that Biden will provide weapons and ammunition to Israel's nearest ally in Middle East after the brutal attacks. He said that he had right to defend himself. It was worst terrorist attack in the history of country. When came office of U.S. government, which is most responsible for transfer provision of weapons to partners allies, knew that it was not without moral complexity, moral reconciliation. Made a promise myself because felt damage could do. Paul wrote, I made more moral reconciliation than I could remember in my 11 years. Each one heavily. But each of them promised myself and solid. We cannot be against the profession and against it. We cannot be for freedom and against it. And we cannot be for a better world while contributing to the worse. Hamas terrorists probably used their weapons of North Korea during a brutal attack on Israel. Showing evidence. Paul. The answer to this administration and most of the Congress is an impulsive response built on political comfort, intellectual bankruptcy and bureaucratic inertia. He showed that the same approach does not lead to safety or peace. Later, Paul said that the U.S. should not take a party in the conflict as a third party and that Israel has committed gross violations of human rights. Biden's attitude towards conflict. Providing aid to civilians caught on crossfire involves completely supporting Israel. The president said that if Hamas falls, he said that the help would be cut. According to LinkedIn, Paul has worked at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs since April 2012.